Hi there, beautiful souls. How are you today? It is Krista from K-Love Coaching. I wanted to come on because I really wanted to tell you about my story, and I would love to share with you my story of how I overcame it and why I help others to do the same. Well, for me, it started back in 2015. And to not talk about my story first, but I want to talk about who I help. As a certified life coach, I help women to love themselves from the inside out, to gain clarity, a positive mindset, so you could continue to flourish and nourish your relationships, to love yourself from within, so you can love others just as much. I love to help my soulmate clients who were the old versions of who I was back in 2015. And what I mean by that is the same person who I was back then, I'm not the same person who I am now. The person who I was back then was very different. And it took me such a long way to come to be the woman who I am today, impacting other lives, being a motivational speaker, and helping others. Back then, my dears, I was a very negative person. I thought negative about myself. I didn't love who I was looking at myself in the mirror. I always had negative thoughts. I cried every single day. I felt low self-esteem, not loving myself, not loving my self-flaws, my self-imperfections. I didn't accept them. I hated them. I compared myself to society of what I need to look like. It was like society was controlling of my mindset that I supposed to look this way according to the magazines and the paparazzi that was happening back then. I was also a survivor of suicide attempt. Due to my negative mindset, self-sabotaging was a daily routine for me. With my husband by my side, he never lost potential in me. He knew I would get better. I didn't love my life. I wasn't a person. I was a hateful person back then, and I didn't know why. I was emotionally drained, spiritually drained. I felt empty. And I always talked down about my life. And I didn't have goals set up for me because I wanted to do what I wanted to do back then. I asked myself and said to myself, why would I have goals? Why would people even want me to be here on this earth? I didn't know what limiting beliefs was. I didn't know what affirmations was. I didn't even know about the love languages. I didn't know how to fulfill my life purpose. I didn't know how to overcome the fear that I was having of my life, the fear of the future, the fear of the unknown was real to me. In 2015, I did my own inner work. I did my own self-development. I did my own self-development through my mindset, through journaling, through speaking gratitude in my life daily and making it a routine. And the limiting beliefs I had of myself that was negative, I did everything of the opposite, which was positive. that I was in control of my life, that I'm in charge of my life, I'm in charge of my goals, I'm in charge of my affirmations, I'm in charge of my life purpose. No one else. No negative thoughts wasn't controlling me, nothing. I had to stop that and tell myself it is enough. Because if it wasn't one day, to me was day one, and I took that one step to move forward into my life, to make sure that I was living my own life purpose, which I am doing today, to serve others as a certified life coach and helping old versions of myself. And the reason how and why, how I overcame those negative beliefs, those negative self-patterns that I had for myself, what I did was I said no. I said no to fear. Fear is just there trying to exist and trying to be real, trying to overcome your mind. The fear of change was there in front of me, and I let fear have a hold, a transhold of my life. I let the negative thoughts overcome me. And I had to say stop and no more to all of those things that I was feeling. I wanted to have a better self-esteem, self-confidence, self-love, self-compassion, self-joy, loving myself when I look into the mirror, enjoying my self-love, my self-imperfections, my self-flaws. I love myself wholeheartedly, and I never want to ever compare myself to what society expectations was. Because I am different, I am rare, and I am on this earth for a reason. Everyone has their own interpretation of what they should look like, feel like, and be. But for me, how I overcame what I've went through in 2015, I did my inner work, beautiful souls. I invested in myself. I invested in a life coach who helped me be a better coach. I invested in my life, in my feelings, in my emotions, in my mindset to do better, to feel better, to act better, and to do one thing daily that's different, to grow. I made that choice. I made that choice to continue to grow because I wasn't loving where it was watered back then. I had to water myself, to nourish myself so I could flourish into being the woman who I am today. And I am happy that I've went through so many situations and so many difficult parts, different versions of myself back then, because I wouldn't be the person who I am today if I didn't go through what I went through in the past or didn't go through in 2015. I grew. We are always growing, we're always evolving, and I love that. And the reason why I help others to do the same is because you are not alone. You are capable of loving yourself for who you are and owning yourself, to know yourself, that you are authentic, that you are beautiful, that you are important just the way you are. There is nothing wrong with you. That you are capable of everything in front of you to manifest your dreams, to make them come reality. And continuously for me to help others do the same is to know your worth. I let my clients and my future clients know that they are worthy, that you are valuable, that you could achieve and do anything that your mind tells you that you could. No and not and but is not in my vocabulary, and sure as hell cannot be in yours. You are in charge of your destiny. You are in charge of your life. You are in charge of investing into your mindset, investing in your life, and investing for you to become a better version of yourself. Just like how I asked myself that question. Is it day one or one day? You decide. Do you want to stay where you were in point A? No, I wasn't doing that. I moved from point A to point B, and I'm so happy. Even though it's going to be lots of twists and ups and downs, like a roller coaster. But whatever it takes for you to become the best version of yourself, I tell you now, beautiful souls, go ahead. Go for it. Do it. If I overcame my story and overcome those negative self-sabotaging beliefs I had back then, if I overcame my negative self-doubt, if I overcame my negative thoughts, my negative mindset, if I overcame not having goals, if I overcame not having affirmations, if I overcame not loving myself, look in the mirror, all of those things I was back then, now I have love for myself. More than I ever did before. And it's not about being it's not about being high and mighty. It's not about, oh yeah, I love myself, so I'm conceited. No, it's about loving yourself and setting boundaries for yourself. Loving yourself so you can love others more. Loving yourself so you don't have to compare yourself to anyone else. Loving yourself so you could continue to live in a positive life, in a positive mindset, in a positive attitude. Because positivity and kindness spreads like confetti. Because you could do it, beautiful souls. I love helping others achieve greatness. I love helping others to achieve positive affirmations, to achieve positive mindsets, to achieve positive outcomes in their life, to see breakthroughs and transformations, because seeing my previous clients, my now clients, and my future clients succeed makes me happy and sets my soul on fire to see what I'm doing impacts other people's lives and change their lives for the better. If I could change my life and I could change and help people realize them for themselves, so could you. Take that next step, beautiful souls. Send you love and light your way. And don't forget, be positive, always be authentic you, and never live life with regrets. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your story. You are one of a kind. And never change that. I'm so happy that you are here to listen to my story and how I overcame it and why I love doing what I'm doing to help others do the same. Thank you.